you know, it's great when you have all this stuff and you go through and make improvements. In fact, if you make the right improvements, or you're fortunate enough to have actually a green building, in the mix of all that, it still has to be managed and preserved as a green property. Buildings are constantly in state of change. So, you know, the most critical piece of all this is really the people who manage. I've always said, and it's always been the case, that a property will reflect its management, and specifically usually the role of the property manager within 6 months of their taking leadership. Properties rise and fall based on that ability. And one of the key reasons is that the human factor is really the biggest factor in real estate. You know, you can have incredible properties, incredible systems, do all these things, but if people don't know how to care for it, maintain it, and really have the best practices in mind, they sometimes don't really achieve what is possible with a property. And so we're going to spend time going back through things that we've been talking about and adding some new things, and basically developing a green operation and maintenance plan, a point for where you can begin and keep your property on track. Okay? O&M is at the heart of sustaining green improvements. It really is the heart. It's the center of it all. It is what drives the long-term efficiency of green buildings. The reason it is because building systems are completely impacted by everything that we do in managing them. And as a result, even the well-being of our occupants that come out of that. Indoor air quality is an example, indoor environmental quality. What you do in terms of your management practices, we discovered because of source control about what we're bringing into our buildings impacts the indoor environmental quality, right? So, you know, it's very clearly not just about energy, though the most popular area of discussion on green is energy efficiency. The reason that is because energy is a measurable, understandable, quantifiable, and costly piece of the puzzle, right? So that's why we spend so much time and so much focus and so much discussion around energy, and it is important. But we also learned that Energy Star has done, you know, their own surveys and have found that the energy variation on properties is as great as 400%. That's not explained by technology, the building type, the location, the hours of operation, or the climate. What does that leave? That leaves operation, the management practices. That leaves us, that leaves you and I, and that's why it's important.